Hey pen friends, welcome back to Ginger Peachy Pens. Today we have a double unboxing of the almost the same pen. I just wanted to say I'm sorry I've been kind of MIA for a little while. Just some things going on with my family, not bad things, but we've just been kind of busy and my weekends have been tied up with some activities with family and with friends, and so I just haven't made videos for a couple of weeks, and I'm sorry, and I know I've talked about being more consistent, and I do intend to be, but I know y'all are not worried about my schedule here so much, but I just wanted to say I'm not like gone, but today we're going to unbox two Esterbrooks, so let's get right in. The first one, and probably these are just in the thumbnail, so you probably know, and in the description, you know exactly what I'm doing here, is the brand new Esterbrook Estie in Winter White. So in the box, I love these boxes. They're so like stretchy, and I don't know, I love the feeling of these boxes. Comes with a single cartridge and the little what is this, like the little warranty card in the box. So here is this brand new Estie in Winter White. When I saw that summer prototype sale last summer and saw that one white Estie that was available, I was going to say I almost cried, but that's being dramatic. I did not. I was disappointed that I missed that one because there were a couple of Esties in that sale that I would have liked to have, and there were a lot of people a lot quicker than me, but I was so excited when I saw that they were going to bring this one out. And what's special about it is that they've added this gold ring right here, which I think is really beautiful. So this is your standard Estie. I got it with a fine nib. It has that cushion cap so that it is nice and sealed when you close the cap. It comes with a converter that is Esterbrook branded, and yeah, this is your standard Esterbrook Estie. I might actually look for a clear converter that I can put in there so you can't see that black piston knob. I don't know. So yeah, I think it's really pretty. I think gold is the right choice for this. Super nice. So let's get into why there is a second box here. In this box, read fast if you want to read that. Same box, same pen, but is it? This is the Esterbrook Estie in Winter White with the push button filler. I don't have a really good explanation for why I bought both of these, except that I thought, like, I wanted to try the push button filler, and I went back and forth about maybe getting the Raven, that matte black one, instead, because I don't have that one at all. Like, no, I really don't like matte finishes, so I wanted to try this, but I guess kind of I was afraid that I wouldn't like it, and then I don't know. So I have both. I figure I can probably either return one of them if I decide right now that I don't like one of them, or I can sell one, down the road a little bit. I'm sure that'll be okay. So anyway, so here is what's special about this pen. First of all, when you uncap it, oh, and I was wrong. That one has an extra fine nib. This one has a fine nib. Here it is. It looks, quite similar to your regular standard Estie, but it has this nice little ink window here and this lovely ring down here on the barrel, which shows where you can unscrew the end of the pen all the way off, which watching Doodlebud has made me like a little squeamish at those metal threads on this plastic barrel, though it looks, not barrel, but thing. It looks like it has like a little insert in there, that it's not just the resin I might be wrong about that, but anyway. Yeah, so this one fills by pressing this and drawing ink up like a piston, like a vacuum fill situation. It's not a vacuum filler, but it's the same idea that you press it down and draw ink up. So I thought I would compare these, and I need to keep the caps in the right place, because here's something I noticed. I took this out of the box a little while ago because I wanted to, you know, to take a look when I got them. This one seems to not have the cushion cap at all. There is no spring to that. It just closes right up. And I don't know if maybe that has to do with the amount of space that's available in the cap. This nib, I don't know how well you can see this. This nib goes deeper into the cap. So it looks like the nib on the button filler is starts about here, and the nib is up here. And on this one, the nib starts about here. So in that cap, there's about a 1/4 of an inch difference in the depth. The caps to me look the same. No, actually this cap is a little bit longer, and this pen as a whole is a little bit longer. Sorry, I hope I'm keeping you in frame here. The end is a little bit less pointy, if that makes sense. Like just slightly, but it's a little bit rounder. And I don't see a difference in like the top of the caps. They're both the same roundness. But yeah, look, the caps are different heights. Also, so that's good to know that I'm not going to I can't get them mixed up, really. And can we see? The inserts do look different too. So I don't know if you'll be able to tell this, but the insert on this one, I don't know. They just look slightly different to each other. You might not be able to see this very well. Yeah, I think you can. The plastic on the insert looks thinner on this one, and this one is just kind of stuck all the way in there. I don't think it moves at all. Anyway, the clips are the same length, which is interesting, but the caps are slightly different heights. So as well, these two pens are quite different. At first glance you're like, oh, they're not that different, but they actually are. So you can see that the button filler is quite a bit longer. Of course it doesn't unscrew here because of the filling system. I also noticed that the grips are slightly different shapes. So this is the standard Estie. The grip section flares out just ever so slightly right here, and then has a little like facet at the end. I don't know if that's the right word. A bevel, is that a better word? Yeah, probably. Going down towards the nib. This one does not have that same flare. It has just like the slightest right at the tip. I just feel it just right here. I don't think it's as pronounced as the other. It's not. And you don't have that same, yeah, not at all. You don't have that same bezel, facet. Bezel is the right word because facets are here. Are at the end there. So let me see if you can see this. I think you can see the difference there. So that's interesting. Also, this grip section is longer. The pen as a whole is longer. Almost, I already feel like I would like this one better unposted than I like this one, because I certainly can use the standard unposted, but it's more of a, I don't love the way it looks in my hand. Maybe that's silly. Also, I do like a little bit of back weight, so I like my Estes posted, even though putting that cap on there feels kind of awkward and they don't post really securely. And I'm sure a lot of people are worried about scratching the barrel, though I've never had that issue thus far that I've noticed with an Estie. Let's see. Does this one post? It does. It's like it's a little wobbly, but it does post on there, and that feels heavy. So this button filler Estie is certainly heavier. I'm sure you can find some weights out there. I was going to grab my food scale and I forgot, but it does feel a little bit heavier. Not a lot, truthfully. Not as much as I expected it to feel heavier. Maybe because there's all this metal here on the standard, which is maybe why I like that extra back weight of the cap added there. And this one carries more weight in the back end of the pen. Yeah. So if you're gonna balance it, that one balances there. Look, I'm not like an expert in physics or anything, okay, people? This one balances more close to the nib. Isn't that interesting? Look at us doing science experiments. So, okay, now which cap goes to which pen? That one goes to that one. And this one should have the cushion. Let me just see what happens if you try to put this one on here. It does not even screw on. So that's good to know. You really can't mix them up. And what happens if I try to put this one here? Oh, it does screw on, but look how it looks. I don't want to push it too far. Yeah, so that cap was specifically made for this pen. Wow, okay, I did not know there were all these differences. And does it make me feel like I still feel kind of like, okay, Sarah, you did not need to buy both of these? But I'm so glad to like see these differences up close and to get one of these button fillers in hand. Okay, so let's get some ink into these. I did buy mine from Atlas Stationers. They are available still from a bunch of retailers. And I don't think there's really a discount you can get on them, at least not that I could find. Like people's Atlas codes don't work on these. So, and you know, yeah, so anyway, I can't really tell you where to go find like a good deal or anything. I don't know. So, all right, let's get some ink into these. Let me think about what ink I would like. Okay, I've made a decision to go with Native Cornflower from Van Diemen's. I actually have a bottle of this ink because I really liked it. It's a kind of a standard blue, and turns out I actually like those, even though so many people say they like don't love them because they had to use blue pens, you know, in school. I actually really like that blue. And an old faithful trusty favorite, Iroshizuku Murasaki Shikibu. So let's do this little thing. Let me see. I did place my order for the Easter collection from Inkapet, so I'll have to share that with you when it comes. I am doing pretty well with like a low buy this year. I feel like I'm not like tracking my spending on stationery, but I have not purchased very many pens. A couple of more than what has been on my wish list. But I don't feel like I've lost control. And there have been years past where I felt like I wasn't in control of my spending. And this year I do. I feel a lot better about it. So Like buying these two Esterbrooks is not killing my budget or anything. And I can't do this every month or anything like that. I mean, like, you know, that's a lot of money. But anyway, yeah, I feel like it's going pretty well. And I don't remember why I was saying that. Oh, but I did buy the Inkapet Easter collection because I just, for one, I love to support Calvin and his family and what they're doing. And I don't think I put this deep enough in there. I thought I had it too deep, and now it's not deep enough. Alright, let me try holding this to make sure. Yeah, this has plenty of ink in it. No, it's coming right up, so somehow I must not have had the converter seated all the way in there. Alright, yeah, I'll go ahead and fill it up a little bit more. Because I know I like this ink. And as long as this is a good nib, I will enjoy using this ink. Alright. That was an adventure. I feel like I've had a lot of moments inking pens in the last few months. Like, y'all, I've been doing this for years. And for some reason lately, I've just had more, like, nibs that won't start writing. I don't know if that has to do with using this microfiber towel more often or not. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. I just feel like for some reason it's gotten harder for me to fill my pens. And this grip is pink. Why is it turned pink? Is it from that towel? To like wipe it off. Am I crazy here? Okay, maybe that'll do it. And it should come off as I use it as well, so I've never had an issue with an Estie resin staining, so I don't expect it to stain. Alright, now let's fill this other one. Come on. This one has the fine nib on it. Whew. Okay, I've not done this before. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but here we go. That filled right up. Well, I mean, I don't know that it's full, but... Alright. There we go. That seems to have a good bit of ink in it. I don't really know how high up the ink goes in the barrel. Or what the capacity is. Not that like a number would help me, but I wonder what the capacity is compared to a converter. I should probably go watch somebody else's videos and see where they've talked about that. Oh man. Alright, so let's close this back up. And it's really no more steps than using a regular converter, because you have to screw the barrel on, you know, to a regular pen. Alright, so let's start with the standard Esterbrook Estie. This is only my second extra fine nib. So let's see. From Esterbrook. Winter White. This has an extra fine nib. And this ink is Van Diemen's. Native Cornflower. This ink I feel like is a little lighter than I expected in an extra fine nib. I've used it quite a bit. So here's a swatch card. You can see that in a wider nib it comes out a little bit darker. I don't know, maybe not. And this paper may make a difference too. So this is old Tomoe River paper, which, guys, I miss it. I miss the old Tomoe River paper. My new cousin that I use for journaling, just that paper does not make me as happy as the old stuff did. So I'm going to be considering a different kind of journal next year. This extra fine nib is really smooth, which I feel like, so early on in my fountain pen journey, I only, like, my first few pens were fine nibs, and I liked those, and then I gradually got wider and wider and wider until I loved broad nibs. The only experience I had with extra fines were not great experiences, and so, like, going back down now to extra fine nibs, you know, and enjoying them has been a surprise. And like, in my mind, they were all going to be scratchy, and I'm surprised time and time again at how smooth they can be. So all you extra fine people are like, duh, but yeah, like, I feel like I'm in a new world here. Okay, so let's open up the button filler. This one does have a fine nib, so it can be a little bit different. I didn't want to get two of the same nib on these. This is an Esterbrook. It's very smooth. Estie, Winter White. And I'm going to call it Button. Really, it's called a push button. I don't know if I've said that. It's called a push button filler. Because there's a different kind of button filler that has like a stack on the inside. This one has a piston on the inside that you push down. So, you know, different thing, but that's okay. We know that the Estie button fillers are push buttons, you know. And this ink is Pilot Yoroshizuku, Murasaki, Shikibu. Super nice, smooth. It's a great nib. It's a little broader than what I've been reaching for lately, and this pen feels really good unposted like this. It does. So I'll quickly, you've probably seen used this ink before. It's a pretty popular one. Here is the swatch card. It is a favorite purple. For having such a big bottle of it, I've used quite a lot of that bottle. I really need to do some more clearing out of my inks because I only use like saturated, you know, gemstone kind of colors and black, brown. Like, I am not reaching for light colors, and rarely am I reaching for pink or red these days. So I really need to do some more work. Anyway, that's not what you're here for. Alright, well, there we are. Here are the two versions of the Esterbrook Estie Winter White. This will not be around forever, so if you have your eye on it, don't wait on it too long. And yeah, let me know what you think. Which one of these would you have purchased? What surprises you about these? Like, I'm really surprised at the lack of the cushion cap and the different, like, that the grip is shaped so much different. Those are kind of the two things that surprised me. But anyway, yeah, I thank you for watching. I hope you will like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.